Welcome to class, everybody. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us for today's explainer. Go ahead and grab your notebooks, get comfortable, because we have a really fantastic lesson lined up for you today. We're going to be diving into the massive, fascinating world of global business, and we'll be tying it all together with a seriously crucial grammar lesson, one you're going to use in pretty much every English conversation you have. So let's get started.
Right, let's dive right in. As your teacher for this explainer, my goal today isn't just to throw a bunch of new words at you. I want to make sure you actually understand how to use them out in the real world. We're going to keep things super focused and interactive, and I promise you, by the time we wrap up, you'll be talking about global corporations with total confidence.
Okay, here's our quick agenda for today. 1. Global companies and brands. 2. Essential business vocabulary. 3. The company quiz. 4. Grammar focus on superlatives. And 5. Superlative practice.
Let's kick things right off with Section 1, Global Companies and Brands.
Whenever we talk about global companies, we are really talking about scale. I mean, just look at these towering skyscrapers. The corporate world literally shapes how we shop, how we travel, how we communicate, even how we relax. These aren't just your standard everyday businesses. They're absolute giants, operating across borders and continents.
Let's look at a few heavy hitters straight from our worksheet. I know for a fact you'll recognize these. First up, Amazon, the massive online retailer founded by Jeff Bezos. Then there's Microsoft, a total powerhouse for cloud computing and, of course, Windows. Next is Google, the search engine we all use every day, which also happens to own YouTube. And finally, Walmart, a major American retail chain. These brands are absolutely everywhere.
Moving right along to Section 2, Essential Business Vocabulary.
Before we can really dig into these mega corporations, we need the right vocabulary. Think of it as your toolkit. Our first word is revenue. Revenue is simply the money a company brings in, mostly from selling its goods or services. It is essentially the lifeblood of any business because, without revenue coming through the door, a company just can't survive.
Next up, we have sick day. This relates directly to the employees working at those companies. A sick day is exactly what it sounds like, a day you aren't at work because you're ill. A lot of the most highly rated companies offer paid sick days as a core benefit, just to make sure their teams stay healthy and rested.
And our third term is chain store. A chain store is a shop that's part of a huge network of similar shops, all selling the exact same type of stuff. So if you walk into a clothing shop in Paris and it looks identical to one in Tokyo with the exact same branding, you're looking at a chain store. Let's see how these actually sound in everyday sentences. First, Zara is a popular chain store selling clothes globally. Makes sense, right? Second, Disney's revenue grew after selling toys. And third, Tom stayed home and had to take a sick day. See how naturally those fit into a conversation?
All right, time for Section 3, the company quiz.
Let's see how sharp your trivia skills are today. I'm going to ask you some questions based on our source material, but I want you to pay very close attention to the descriptive words I'm using here. Question 1. Which company started as a family business way back in 578 AD, operated independently until 2006, and is the oldest company in the world? Did you catch that? The oldest. Any guesses?
Before I reveal it, just think about that number for a second. 578 AD. That is literally almost 1,500 years ago. This isn't just an old business, it holds the ultimate historical record.
And the answer is Gongo Gumi, a construction firm out of Japan. Now, a bigger corporation owns it today, but it still legally holds the title of the oldest company in the entire world. Pretty wild, right? Okay, on to question number 2. This company sells all sorts of things. Food, electronics, clothes. They have stores in 27 different countries. But here is the real question. Which company has the highest number of employees in the world? Again, listen to that word, highest.
Here's a massive hint. In 2020, they employed 2.2 million people. Just to put that into perspective, that's enough people to populate an entire major city, all working for one single corporation. If you guessed Walmart, you nailed it. With that massive global footprint and 2.2 million workers, Walmart definitely claims the record for the highest number of employees.
Moving on to Section 4, Grammar Focus on Superlatives.
So, did you notice a pattern in that quiz? I asked about the oldest company and the highest number of employees. Those words belong to a grammar category called superlatives. Superlatives express the absolute extreme limit of something, the very top or the very bottom. This table breaks down the rules perfectly.
If you have a one-syllable word like fast, just add est. It becomes fastest. If it ends in a consonant plus y, like dry, change the y to an I and add est, so driest. Now for longer words, 2 or more syllables, we use the most, so intelligent becomes the most intelligent. And of course, because it's English, we have irregulars. Good becomes the best, and bad becomes the worst.
And finally, Section 5, Superlative Practice.
Theory is great, but let's actually use this. Look at this side-by-side comparison. For our base adjective, we have rich. That's just one syllable. So following our rule, we add est to get the richest. But then look at expensive. Expensive. That's 3 syllables. So we don't say expensivest, right? No way. We use our multi-syllable rule to make it the most expensive.
Let's read these practice sentences together to really lock the rules in. First, in 2024, Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. Next, Chinese is the most difficult language in the world. 3 syllables in difficult, so we have to use the most. And last, the Nile is the longest river in the world. Long is 1 syllable, so we just add est. You guys are getting the hang of this for sure.
We have covered so much ground today, from the insane revenue of global chain stores to the exact rules for making superlatives. But learning doesn't just stop when this video ends. I want to leave you with a little speaking challenge. Using everything we just talked about, I want you to ask yourself and maybe discuss with a friend, what is the most impressive building you have ever seen? Think about the vocabulary. Think about why we say the most impressive instead of impressivist, and practice your answer out loud. Thanks for hanging out with me for today's explainer. You've been a brilliant class. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and I'll catch you in the next one.